Hello BAME Farm fans. We are back with the 2+2. Finally getting around to getting a start on the clutch project. But first, I was highly advised to do a hydraulic test of the MCV. So you can see we got my gauges all hooked up. Now, we're gonna have to run it a little faster. The test is done at full throttle, wide open, whatever rated speed is, probably about 2400 RPM. And we gotta start with the TA lever down in TA. You're supposed to push it up, take a reading, and then push it up slowly, very slow, like you can kind of stop in the middle, and then do it up top, which it's easy to take the readings at both ends. It's the middle that's the hard one. And we're gonna need a buddy. Dad is coming back to help. And then we're supposed to turn the wheel all the way to one side. And then we gotta look in the manual to see what the differences in those numbers means. Which, the manual that I have is actually for an 86 series, so I'm gonna have to find somebody with the 2+2 manual to know what the numbers are supposed to be. But I kinda know when they drop what's supposed to happen, or why they're dropping, and what different readings mean. What if a certain number is low, you know, where the leak is. So, I mean, our leak is going to be somewhere on the TA. I think we might have to have two leaks if it's, you know, if we're coming to a stop in both TA and direct drive. But well, this will at least make ourselves feel better that we know that it's a clutch. Even though, you know, if you split it and you see, oh, the clutch isn't worn, but it must be, you know, related to the TA. But I guess this is for having the right parts on hand when we do it, instead of splitting it, seeing what we need, waiting a week or two for it to get here, and then finishing it. And it's gonna make it a, you know, a couple-day project instead of multiple weeks of waiting. But it's, you know, been multiple months waiting, doing everything else. And I'm so disappointed we got all the plowing done, because now we're not using this to plow with. But we can use it for all the rest of the tillage. Power is when you're under full load, you're going 18 to 2000 RPM, and usually when you're running idle, I start at about PTO speed. Well, I don't know what this high number crap was about. I did the test. These are the numbers we got. This is, the top is TA, the middle is in flux, and the bottom one is indirect drive. I didn't write the numbers down. At the very end we turned it, and we got the about the same numbers. I figure a 5-pound difference between TA and direct drive isn't bad. And yeah, we got, you know, about that 19-pound range, so it's consistent. It's consistent. Which, according to the book, at least the one I have for the 86 series, I don't think any of these numbers are too far off. We gotta go read the book and see if they match any of our scenarios. They give 7 options of what could be wrong, but none of the options say what's correct. So I've been doing some light reading in our handy dandy 86 series service manual. Doesn't say anything on the book. We just know that that's what it is. And I read through all the examples. That they give 7 options. And I could sit here and read them all to you, but I'm not. I'm just going to review our numbers. That a consistent pressure on the low side is good across TA, limbo, and then in direct drive. The 20 to 25 PSI drop is also normal. And then when you do the steering check, we got similar readings. So everything came back clean on the hydraulic side. That we're where we should be for pressure, which I guess means the TA is okay. That's the one thing I don't know is if the clutches are worn on the TA, would there be a pressure issue? I got a call on that. I got a let's say a YouTube friend who's been helping me with this, with the hydraulic testing, to give me an idea on that. So hopefully here soon, we'll get on with the clutch portion of splitting the tractor. But right now we know we've got good hydraulics. So if anybody out there is doing it, make sure when you make your fittings that you know that what a 1/2-inch O-ring boss is. There's the pressure sensor. The 1/2-inch O-ring boss is that fitting right there, and it's also the same on the bottom of the MCV. This is the pressure regulator test port. This is the high pressure down low, and off the side here's the low pressure for the lube. The poor kid who made the hoses for me, I was supposed to have nice hoses for both. And, maybe I was a little inexperienced myself to not realize that he picked 3/8. Now, the 3/8, if he measured it, took a micrometer or something, or just a measuring tape, yes, the diameter of the threads will measure a 1/2 inch. But 1/2 inch refers to the hole size for the fluid to flow through. So that was annoying, and I had to go to Rural King last night. It's Easter Sunday. Since we can't go anywhere, I'm fiddling with tractors. Yeah, watched Mass on TV this morning. They're at least they're the same size, so I ran into the same problem. That couldn't use my nice fancy hoses because we read it wrong. So, yes, a 1/2-inch O-ring boss fitting. So what you got to remember, that's probably the hardest one to find, because there's not many, so I don't want to say conversions. We'll say 2 double-ended fittings that give you options to go from different size O-ring fittings. Usually it's O-ring to pipe thread, or O-ring to JIC, which that isn't very common either. Which that would have worked also. So yes, double check that the poor kid who makes your hoses knows what he's doing and reads the labels instead of just using a measuring tape. Or study up yourself. I didn't do that very well, apparently. I know, still being young and figuring this out. So we'll catch you guys later with more fun farming action. Probably fixing action, hopefully, yes. And let's hope we don't break anything else.